What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the 1894. I'm Dara. I have Joe with me here today to discuss Leeds. Joe, how are you feeling going into it?
We all hate Leeds, scum. I hate Leeds. I despise Leeds. I wish they would get relegated, but at the moment it seems like they're not getting relegated. They're just so far clear at the moment. I mean, we bounced them 7-0, so here's hoping, but new manager, they went to Wolves and they managed to win. They managed to go 3 past that Wolves team somehow. So anything can happen away day. Of course, we play after Liverpool. That'd be the way the schedule works, doesn't it? You know, they're going to be top when we got to play. I don't know who they play, to be honest. I don't care. I'm just expecting them to win all the time now, so I don't even bother watching them.
Newcastle at home. I think Newcastle are at home. I think Newcastle gets now. Yeah, but we're coming up against Jesse Marsh Soccer Factory. They've been getting a few good results, like Joe said. Wolves, they have that new manager bounce. They seem to be pretty clear of relegation. I think it's kind of just it's kind of just Burnley and Everton battling it out, and it looks like Everton could be going down. But I think we'll go into this. They're definitely a bogey team, but I'm confident going into it. I think we just have the players. We're on great form. I'm confident going into it. But is there anyone you're expecting a standout game from?
No, because I think whoever's going to play kind of has to play. We're not in a blessed position to have too many bodies, especially defensively. So I think it's just a case of we've got that 1-goal lead going to Madrid on Wednesday. So you've got to rotate a little bit with that game in mind. Of course, you can't rotate too much because you still have to win this game. So you'd imagine it'd be a bit of both. I think you're looking at the likes of Grealish, maybe Sterling, as sort of, well, if you want to try and play in these bigger games, the Champions League games, and, you know, the games past that Champions League semi-final in the running towards the end of the season, then you got to take your chance if you get given it here. I think you'll also see, you know, if we do get into a comfortable position during the game, you'd imagine players like Fernandinho would come on. Let's just give Rodri a little break. Maybe someone like, even though we don't even have any midfielders to bring on for De Bruyne, but anyone at this point. We just need players fit. He played today, actually, at the time of recording. He played tonight in the Premier League 2 as they won 7-0 against Everton. There's Everton coming up again. But no, I don't expect it to be as easy as it was last time out. It's definitely not going to be that easy.
No, they're not playing with such an open style of just being able to go in and thump them for 7 anymore. Now, are we capable of doing it? Of course, we're well capable of hitting any team in the world for 7, but Leeds, they're a bit more tight, a bit more compact than they were. And, you know, again, we have the team for it. But speaking of teams, I think we just throw it up now. There's not much more we can really say. I go with Ederson, Cancelo, Diaz, Laporte, Zinchenko. It has to be. It's our only fit back line at the minute, which is gas because it's just like there is so much just injury. Like there's 100 million worth of injured defenders just sitting there already. What do you think of that back line? Surely I hope they're not troubled much, to be honest with you.
It's a good enough back line, but it's the only back line we have. Ake is fit, but if you risk him off the back of him just coming back from an injury, then you really will have no one else to turn to if anyone here picks up an injury or a suspension. So this is it. There's nothing. You can't say really anything to change it because you can't change it. This is all that we have at the moment. We tried to risk Stones against Madrid. That didn't work. He's now injured again. Walker's still not fit. Again, like I said, Ake, he could get injured again any moment because he's just come off the back of one and he was kind of rushed back because we just needed bodies. So I don't see much change. To be honest, they should be fine. The one thing that worries me is we saw it against Madrid. Is someone like Rafinha and his pace against someone like a Zinchenko. It absolutely terrifies me because as solid and as consistent as Zinchenko normally is, he's not very quick. He could get burnt past. I mean, we saw it with Fernandinho. Luckily, he shouldn't be playing right back, but we saw it with him. He got absolutely burnt past by a fast winger. And they have Dan James as well. That's always someone who usually likes to score against us. So the confidence I'm taking from this game as well is even though it won't be a 7-0 because, again, new manager, they seem to have picked up performances. They've got a better fit squad than they had then, is that we've beat a Jesse Marsh team. What was it? Was it 6-3 in the Champions League, that Leipzig game? And even Grealish managed to score in that game. So we should be winning. We should be winning. It's just not going to be as easy as people think.
I don't think there's many people actually going into this thinking we're going to pump them. I'd be surprised they are. But, sorry. I think we're again, we're in a grand position. Like the midfield, it's as strong as ever. It's Rodri, who's been unbelievable lately. Like I have to give his flowers. He's unbelievable. He's immovable. It wouldn't surprise me now, given Madrid coming up, he could end up getting a rest, but I don't think he should. I think he should be in here 100% of the time. And yeah, Gundogan, I mean, I think he still could be carrying a knock, but you can't expect Bernardo Silva to like keep playing these games and keep playing them as high an intensity as he's been playing, because it's not going to work. It's going to be burnt out. He's going to end up like a Rashford or something. He's going to end up in a wheelchair by 50. It's not going to work. You have to rest him at some point. I think now might be the best time too, because with Madrid coming up, it's a must-win game. I know this is too, but that is a must-win game. De Bruyne, we've said enough about him. I think he's fantastic lately. I think right now he's in the form of his career. Like, I mean, the man's turning up constantly again. I mean, you saw against Madrid, he ran it. Even if, you know, everyone was quiet in that second half. He had a quiet second half, but everyone was quiet in that second half. He controlled that game in the first half. He was fantastic. And then, yeah, Gundogan. We all know, we do love Ilkay Gundogan here. I know Joe is somewhat of an Ilkay Gundogan enthusiast at this point, aren't you?
Yeah, and surprisingly to me at least, he's still one of the top contributors in goals and assists, despite playing little football compared to the rest of the team. It's incredible what he offers. I think he'll start for one of De Bruyne or Bernardo. I don't know who. I mean, I don't really care who at this point, to be honest, because either way, one of them's getting a rest. It's just what Pep decides to do. I don't think we'll see all three. I think you got to save one for Madrid, and again, the rest of the season is very important to win every single game from now until the end of the season. I think you could see again similar situation with Rodri and De Bruyne. They're the two that you look, if you have the game sort of if you 2-3 goals up, you take them off towards the end of the game and save them a little bit, but you've got to get the game won first. You can't go and make loads of changes and play Fernandinho hoping to just rest Rodri. You've got to get the game won first. It's crucial. We got to win this game, so you can't risk it just to go in the Champions League, because we've done that before. Now, obviously, granted, the previous times that we've done it, we've been much more clear in the league, but we have sacrificed a league result for Champions League fitness, and it hasn't really worked ever. So I think you just got to go into this as strong as you can.
Yeah, one thing I will say is I'm pretty sure there's is it a 3-day piece of respite? Like, obviously, I know there'll be travel, but there's still 3 days respite in between, which, you know, it's not much time, but it's enough time for them to recover, and they probably won't be training either, or at least, you know, doing minimal training. But again, someone's gonna have to get a rest. You're dead right. Someone's gonna have to get a rest, but the reserve is fine. The reserve is Ilkay Gundogan, for fuck's sake. He is so good. Now, front line, Sterling, Mahrez, Grealish. Thought Mahrez was very poor against, maybe not very poor, could be a bit harsh, but he missed a lot of he missed two decent chances against Madrid, and I thought he wasn't involved, but the cross for De Bruyne was fantastic. I don't want to say it was bad against Madrid. That came out wrong. Sterling barely got a look in, and when he did, he was fouling people. It didn't surprise me when he didn't start. I actually thought Gabriel Jesus played pretty good. I was actually really happy with Jesus when he played. And then Grealish, like you said, I mean, he scored against the Yeti Martian before. Here's hoping he can do it again. What?
I mean, hopefully, yeah, because I mean, he needs to get something going if he's got any hope of playing again this season. I mean, Mahrez, great cross. There was a pattern with all the Madrid goals. They seemed to come after he'd missed one, which was just infuriating. He couldn't put it in the back of the... But yet to see Ramadan Mahrez, like, we haven't seen him perform really at all in the last few weeks. I don't know what's gone wrong with him. Is he just tailing off? He is in his 30s. Or is it just simply he set the standard so high from earlier this season? I don't know. I don't really care. If he gets a penalty, we stick him on it. He's usually reliable. So, you know, here's that going for him. And Sterling, his cameo against Real Madrid was shite. He came on for 10, 15 minutes. He must have fouled 3 times in like a minute. It was awful, shocking after the form that he kind of picked up. So, again, I don't expect to see him against Madrid. I expect to see him here instead, or even the game after Madrid. I don't know who we've got, to be honest. I'm just taking it one game at a time. There's too many big games to focus on. You can't look ahead too much. And same thing with Grealish. Like, it's a tricky one. Where does he play? Where's his best position? What's his best role? Nobody knows the answer to that. He's played 3 or 4 different positions, it seems like, and none of them have really worked. The best that I've seen of him was against Watford, where he played in the false 9 role, which is I mean, where we've predicted him to play, but who knows? It generally could be Grealish on the left, Sterling through the middle, or Grealish could not play. I don't know. Pep will do what he decides to do.
I think if it's this lineup, if it's what we're looking at, I think Sterling. And I know we don't have a set up as Sterling through the middle, but it will be. You can already feel it. I think Sterling could definitely pose a threat to the Leeds backline. If Luke Aylin's playing right back, right now, I put me neck on the line there. Luke Aylin's fucking useless. He's fucking shite, right? Sterling can tear him apart. Right, that's the real hope I have. The Sterling's on the left, he can absolutely destroy Luke Ayling. I mean, no, I do mean that in disrespect, to be honest with you. You can't turn around and say someone's shite and say it's not in disrespect. I'm sure he's a decent player in his own right, but Raheem Sterling should be tearing the arse off him 10 times out of 10. But we'll leave it there. There'll be no watch long. There'll be a review after the game. Actually, what's your score prediction?
I am going to go for a 3-1 win. There's no clean sheet for me because our defence is tired and leggy, and we conceded 3 against that Madrid team, so I think they'll get 1. But going forward, we should prove too much because their backline is championship. Yeah,
I think 3-0. Can I push it? No, the front line. I'm taking the front line into account. I'm saying 3-0, but I think Mahrez will get 2. And I think he'll be back on form. Well, on form, he'll be back scoring. And it'll send him into Madrid with a bit of confidence about him. But now, we'll try to wrap up again. There'll be no watch along. There'll be a review out after the game. Obviously, it's late game. It's a 5:30 kickoff. So be out in and around after that. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. We'll see you for the review. Thanks.